Hey, it's Walter Van Dusen, Lexington, Massachusetts. We are going to do an unboxing of my new Accsoon 24-inch slider. I have my old Micro 2 slider in front of me. The one thing that I noticed that I do like is the Micro 2 I can control from an app. Now, the bad thing is every time you step away or turn it off, you have to reconnect. So at a trade show, it takes me longer to get the Micro 2 to get going. I'm keeping the old slider still in the image so we can show that you can control it from your app, which is very cool. But the one thing you can't do on the app, or the one thing you can't do with the Micro 2 slider, is rotate the head so it stays centered without buying the additional item. So this is the Micro 2 slider, which I've had for a number of years, and I just wanted to show it in action without being able to stay on center. So this is the Micro 2. There is a new version, buy an additional item to keep it centered on whoever you're trying to film. But currently, I don't have that. So and that would be approximately, around $1,000, I think, to get the new micro slider that's wider with the pan and tilt, which would be really cool. But you still would need an app. You still have to set the points. And I believe most likely you have to always reconnect to the device every time you stop. So this is the Micro 2, which is sliding back and forth with a Sony FX30. This is the shipping box. Came in really nice. And what I'll do is I'll take this out and I can throw this box in the recycles. So this is the Accsoon TOPRIG S60. I already used it for some videos before, but now I didn't throw away the box yet. So I just wanted to show a unboxing, which I don't normally do. So it came in that shipping box, which I showed you. And then it comes in this other box, which also has a third box. Which is very nice. The one cool part besides this is it doesn't need an app. You can just I'll show how it works within seconds of turning it on. You can set. Just want to be ready for you. So I have a battery I got off of Amazon. This is by Torch LED. Cores, swx.com. I don't think it's core. It says cores. So I have a battery so we can just show unboxing and first use. So this is something I'm going to be using on my rolling interview stand version. Hopefully it's at 4.5 at the moment. The goal is to do a end of year video. I'm keeping this box. This is a very nice box, so I'm going to keep it and use it for storing. It has this nice case. So we have the shipping, the box that was in the shipping, this box, and this case. So it's almost like one of those Russian toys where you have to work your way down to it. So the top-down camera is hopefully centered right above the table. Just trying to get more efficient in the temporary kitchen studio. And this is 3 cameras. One of them is my old Micro 2, I guess. Going back and forth does not do this. But this is what came in the box. Once again, very nice case. Has an additional spare belt, which I think is kick butt with the tool, unopened because mine hasn't broke. Hopefully not yet, or it won't break. So that's in the case. And then the manual, which I did not look at. So I was able to use it pretty quickly without having to go in the manual. Different languages, but it's a very nice manual. First language they give you is English, but it's very nice, colored. Explains how to do the focus shooting mode, adjust the knob to upper left and lower right as shown. That keeps the lens centered. And if you reverse it, it goes out like this. So that's one of the main reasons why I got this. I have another version from another company of a much bigger width that has the same concept, but it's not as easy as this to set up. So this is the TOPRIG S60 Video Slider by Accsoon. That's a Mac Group for USA. Mac Group is the distributor. And I got to do an interview with one of the gentlemen at the B&H Build Expo, but they did not have this in the booth. I would have sort of liked to see that. I will keep this little black box that keeps the battery area safe. Taking the Sony style NP F970. All I had to do was push one button and it automatically calibrates itself without having to do anything else. No app. And all I have to do is push play. That's it. And I can slow it down and speed it up without an app. That's the biggest thing that I wanted from all this, is not having to use an app. Immediate working as immediate. So when I do these trade show interviews, I want to be able to start up quickly. Now, it stopped because it only did one cycle, but if you hit, so this is the pause, play, stop, one A and B, or continuous. If I hit that again, so this is the bottom, this is play and pause, this is one time back and forth, or if you hit it again, there's it does a continuous, which is what I'll be doing. Really cool is when it gets to the end, it ramps it down, it slows down a little bit so it doesn't bang. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the Micro 2, take that camera and put it on this, which I will show you the different ways that the camera can do this or keep it centered. So I took off the other slider and I'm going to be using this Gitzo GT3542 tripod to mount. Now the cool thing is, if you can see, you're able to do 2 different size connections on the bottom with the mounting connection on the TOPRIG S60, which is kick butt. I like using quick releases. And the one thing that's really cool about this one, so the Manfrotto one includes this little increase. It makes you go from a small to a big one, so it's included, and there's a place to store it right there. Trying to be organized or efficient, the most efficient is having connections that are all the same, so you don't have to think about it. So this is a Pro Media Gear connection thing I can attach to the slider locks right in. And the coolest thing that I like about the Manfrotto, the biggest thing is you can rotate it. No other connection that I know of you can do that. So I have the FX3 with the Condo Blue, which has a RE style connection. Hey, we just got the Sony FX3 with the 55mm lens attached to the TOPRIG S60 using the Manfrotto connection, which I showed you earlier. I'm going to show turning on and hitting play how it does a self-calibration. It stops and then it goes to from left to right or right to left based on the video. And then it's going to stop. If I hit another button for continuous, it now will go continuous and I can control the speed from a little dial. So it goes pretty quick, left to right. That in itself is pretty cool. No app required. Startup is within seconds. But the showcase of this TOPRIG S60 is the way it can do two different types of movements by loosening up two connections on it. I'm going to rotate clockwise, tightened, push the kitchen studio setup. I'll move it slightly so it's centered. So for trade shows, interviews, I won't have it doing this, but it's sort of cool it can do this. And as you saw in the video, well, as you saw earlier, it doesn't take very much time to get going. I'm going to wait till it hits the center. Now we're going to rotate the other way, which is counterclockwise, and push play. Now, going all the way doesn't keep it on center. I'm going to show how you can do it quickly from a centered position. I'll do once back and forth. Not keep in center. So this is just normal slider, similar to the slider we had earlier, Micro 2. Then I'm going to show a little tip. You turn it off, and then you can center it. I'm going to start from, so at center, so this demonstrator going side to side. Now I'm going to go all the way to my right, your left, and I have the grids on, the FX30 grids. I'm going to rotate until the camera is on center. Either side would be fine, but if you do it on the opposite side of where the battery would go, you have access to the little dial down here, which hopefully that shows up on that top camera. And then we're going to turn it on, making sure the bat doesn't come off. To me, it looks like it's keeping center. You do have to hit the bottom, second to the bottom switch to keep on cycling left and right. Once it gets to the end, it ramps down a little bit so it doesn't hopefully slam against the side. But this is how I'm going to use this on the rolling interview stand. So I'm very excited. This is a 55mm lens at a distance. Most likely I will be using a wide angle lens so it can be closer to I won't be this far away. from the interview. Now I'm going to pause it. I'm going to mount this on a stand in front of me. Okay, so right now, I don't have top down, but we have the new TOPRIG S60 by Accsoon. We have it on the fastest setting. We have it centered on me using a Sony FX3 with a 55mm lens. Pretty lot of depth of field. And this is the fastest it can go. And what I'll do is I'll let it go a couple passes. Just to show the fastest it can go. Once again, this is at a distance I would not normally have it. And what I might do is I might put a wide angle lens on it, but it shows something a little bit different. Here's the table. iPhone 15 Pro Max. I can see using the grid that I'm exactly centered, which is perfectly what I want. And then this is the fastest it can go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on medium speed. It is now on medium speed, still keeping me centered. We are once again speaking about the Accsoon TOPRIG S60, no app required. Going side to side on the medium setting by the dial. This looks like it might be a pretty cool setting. But on the same token, it has a lot of different settings. So this is the video slider TOPRIG S60.